YouTube, what's up? In this video, I just want to talk about some stuff that I just heard about not too long ago. And I'd just like to put my 2 cents in, or whatever, at least I'm putting my, anyway. So, let's see. I was going around the town today, and I heard something on the radio. Mind you, I listen to both KRS 101 for music and KNX 1070 AM for radio. And ever since my dad was alive, he was listening to nothing but KNX. I didn't really like it as much, but I grown immune to it. Now, that's like my only news source. That's my only news source that I listen to the news. I don't watch the news on TV anymore. Or actually, I never did, really. Unless if it's something that something that happened, like, what was it, back in November, one of my friends, she had, the smile surgery. She actually has, Mobius syndrome like I do, and, what was it, 10 years ago, I believe, or 20, I can't remember. Maybe it was 20, maybe it was 10. Anyway, they showed her, another news station showed her, as of now story of her going into getting the surgery as a child. Now she's like, somewhere around in her 20s, and she's already gotten married. So, anyway, but aside from that, down to the nitty gritty of the points that I wanted to make this video for, I'm not really sure on how this will go, but this really concerns me. And they were asking other people of the same, race or whatever, but I don't really do this on my channel as much, but this is really concerning because like, what if I want to start learning a language, and in order for me to learn a language is to speak it the most. And so, aside from that, there's a YouTuber, I forgot his name, but anyway, it's already been circulated on the news and whatever, and probably he did a YouTube video on it too, or whatever, but it caught my attention because they said YouTuber, and usually on AM radio you never hear anything about this, but apparently he was going on a flight, and they must have overheard him speaking Arabic. And mind you, I believe he's American, but speaking a different language at an airline, kind of like the officials overheard, thinking that they're like some sort of threat. And he was getting kicked off because he spoke a different language. Now, if someone, like the announcer, or not the announcer, but the news reporter on the report, what if this actually happened to someone else? Like if someone spoke German, Russian, or any sort of language, or you don't really hear anything if they were speaking Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, or whatever, because you don't really hear much of that. But if you hear Middle Eastern languages, everyone's saying, "Oh, it's like I don't see why they would kick the person off the flight. What if it was going over to a different country for Christmas, or if they don't celebrate Christmas or whatever, just going to their family's country or something just to spend their holiday with them. And what if it's like one of those flights that you needed to take, like sort of on demand. You know, if you get this flight really quickly, then you would get it cheaper, and they were going on the flight and such. But what if that happened? This is nuts. I mean, this is crazy that that Delta Airline was doing this to this one person. It could be anyone. It could be me. It could be anyone, and they see that as a threat. I know that I'm not getting the whole story here, but at least I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. You know, I mean, people get like, well, I really won't think that they're offended or anything, but people, we live in America. All right, we live in America. There are so many different languages all around us. Like I said, there's German, Russian, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Cantonese, Mandarin, all sorts of languages. Polish, Finnish, Swedish. Um, it's like, can they just, I would just like to say to them, it's like, can you just at least, put that aside and let them do what they're going to do instead of kicking them off the airline? What is the airline going to do? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna kick you off, but here's all your money for your from your flight. I mean, that's like the easiest thing to do, but that would be like a waste of money. It's like, you know, $2,000 for a ticket or something, or even more. It depends on how many they're taking, either a single person or a double or a triple, or even more than three people or something. So I'm sure that it was just only just him, but who knows? But this is just like this is just, I don't know. At least I'm saying something about it, because this could be just about anyone. This could be on anyone, and they were actually talking about what would the airline should do to prevent something like this, and they were like going on about, well, they should at least notify all the officials and all that stuff. And what they really should do is be informed, first of all, that there are so many different people speaking so many different languages. They're probably talking to their mom or something in a personal conversation, and if you overhear something, it's like, just don't overreact that much or that fast, because it's just the way. I know that you're doing your job, but still, I mean, this is the holidays. At least give them the benefit of the doubt on letting them do what they were going to do instead of kicking them off the airline. I mean, people get kicked off the airlines for the most silliest things ever, and this shouldn't even budge. This is just a cakewalk right here. This is just a cakewalk. I mean, oh, you're speaking in a different language, but then he knows English. Hello, it's nuts. Anyway, this is just my take on it and whatever, but I'm not really serious about it. But it could be anyone. It could be anyone, anywhere. Like, what if, I want to know is, what would someone think about if it's the other way around? Like, oh, you're speaking English. Maybe we should kick you off the airline. I don't think that would happen, but I'm sure that people has just to speak English. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later.